Blissett. Here's Barnes, and he was fouled. No, they might try and work something on this. They've been working Watford at move some set pieces in training. West is near post, Blissett is far post. Here's West, and again, and Colin West makes it count. Birmingham just look at each other and say, where did he come from? But certainly on the balance of play, it's one that Watford deserve. 15 minutes gone, and Colin West gets the first home goal of the season. On by Terry, Talbot. Roberts. Blissett. Talbot. And Will Frostron. It's a long one forward. Talbot again. Blissett. Oh, he's got possibilities here. Gibbs is going forward. Here's Callahan. Blissett. Oh, there's a bit of space right down this near side in front of us. That's Barnes, and it's got it! I don't think David Seaman will be at all pleased about that one. John Barnes. It's 2, and it's 2 inside 90 seconds for Watford. Stretched for it well, and he put it in superbly. Jacket. Now Nigel Gibbs. Blissett. Barnes is racing forward. Blissett doing for pace. And there is Barnes to join it. Jacket. And Watford have the throw. Barnes. Talbot. Here's Jacket. Talbot. It's gone forward. Barnes. That's a nice. Barnes. Can he finish it? Yes, he can. A lovely 1-2 between Barnes and Blissett. And Seaman sits on his backside and thinks, where did that come from? And they rub salt into the wound. It's 3-0 with almost the last kick of the match. John Barnes second, and a third for Watford. An assured and a good victory for them as well. Daly found number 8 Wayne Clark, and Wayne Clark knocks it away. And there is the final whistle. Blissett. Callahan. Anderson is the player short. Statham coming to help him. Now Gibbs. Off Blissett. It won't quite fall for Callahan. Mackenzie, very deep for a centre forward. Statham. Mackenzie again, twisting and turning and giving the ball away to Blissett. Robson wins it for Albion, and here's Talbot for Watford, and Rostron giving them a chance to regroup. And West could perhaps pocket on this, and does. The back pass that got away, and West has made them pay for it. And Albion have virtually given Watford a goal start. Gobbled up, thank you very much indeed, by Colin West. 7 minutes gone. And Watford ahead by a goal to nil. That was important because it was an awkward flight of the ball. And Alistair Robertson deflecting it for the corner. Here's Callahan's corner. West has got up. And the free kick is given. Hasn't so far really been anything other than not getting the rub of the green. That's why Watford haven't added to this scoreline. They certainly had so much the better of things. Tony Coton has had a very easy afternoon so far. Now Barnes, and a fine save by Godden. Could even see the spin and curve on the ball from Barnes. And that's why he brought them all in again. Steve Terry up, so too Barnes, and heads Steve Terry, who makes it 2-0. Barnes on and Terry in, and there's some daylight now. And Talbot chews up the troops. And that, I think, psychologically, only to rub in the superiority is important. Watford 2, West Brom 0. Talbot just a little nudge in the back on Mackenzie. And you get the feeling that Watford are streets ahead in terms of possession. And if there are going to be any more goals, Watford are going to get them. Albion being decidedly timid and decidedly uninventive going forward at the moment. And the Watford free kick quickly taken. Here's West. Oh, he did well. Jacket. The long chase on for Rostron. Callahan arriving in the middle. Barnes. Just look at that. And Callahan surely was pushed. Talbot, 3. And as the referee hesitated about giving the penalty for what looked a decidedly dubious challenge on Callahan, in steams the Watford skipper, and it's 3-0. So fast off 4 or 5 yards. Fortunately for West Brom, this time not quite fast enough. Here's West. Ian Bennett and Robson nearly getting into a mess. Giving the Albion back for any space at all, Watford. McClelland. Blissett was aimed for West. It's a good tackle by Talbot. Might come for Barnes and does. West is arriving, and West has made it 4-1. The simplest of headers in the manner of the Watford centre forwards before him. Fabulous cross from Barnes. And West, like we've seen in the years gone by, the greats like Ross Jenkins and more recently George Riley, made it 4-1. For kicking the ball away at the award of the free kick against the throw against him, which is ruled as showing dissent. Talbot. West. And Whitehead. Armstrong. Callahan. And the chase is on for Blissett. West is arriving in the middle. Blissett. West, oh, lovely goal! For me, the best of them. And what a way to grab your first hat-trick for your new club. Superb cross from Blissett. And like players like Alan Gilzine and one or two others, West met it with a bullet header. Watford 5, West Bromwich Albion 1. West. Gibbs. That's nice on for Blissett. And he's won the corner. Off Brian Kilcline. Callahan comes to take. There's been corners that have caused a lot of problems to sides this season. Barnes got on, Rostrom! And the fine start for the little fella. And I should think the Coventry management will be livid because it's the old routine. Callahan's corner, knocked on at the near post by Barnes. And it's fallen to all sorts of people in the past. This time it's Rostrom. And just 4 minutes gone. And Watford, are they on their way again? Gibbs with the throw. Callahan. Jacket. Here's Rostron. And Grizovic forced to make the save. And did so well. Corner results though. And again they all go forward. Callahan with it, Barnes is on the near post. McClelland won it. Now Barnes. That's nice. West! And West has made it to the set piece again. Barnes did so well to get it in, and Colin West makes it goal number 12 in his 17th first-team appearance for Watford. That wasn't quite what Smiley wanted to do with it either. And that's a better one. Now Barnes. West is in field. And Greg Downs concedes the corner, with Callahan coming in behind him. And they exploited the spaces because Coventry have clearly been told it's a win or bust situation. They've got to go out and get some goals, or they're not going to win this match. Knocked away, now Callahan again. Jack at his edge of the box, Smiley far post. And another corner. 20 minutes into the half. No addition to the score from the interval. Watford 2, Coventry 0. Barnes won it. Smiley, and it's there. The Davy boys got it. Another set piece, and third Watford goal of the afternoon. The debut boy, Neil Smiley. Houghton has come and did well. Ostrom kept it in. Byrne, Allen. Houghton will punch. Jacket. Rostron. Chithers. Fenwick. And the goalkeeper with a reasonable chance now perhaps of getting Watford going. As somebody interestingly pointed out this week, it's in fact Watford's nearest league club, Queen's Park Rangers, although everybody associates local derbies involving Watford with Luton from up the M1. Geographically, Queen's Park Rangers are closer. West, Blissett, turned, and scored! And that will make him feel very much better. Had his confidence down of late, and wait for the cries of Luther, Luther. His second goal of the season. And the early goal, clearly of advantage. In these conditions, local derby, settling influence on the side and all that. And West being jumped on by McDonald. So it's a free kick, which Barnes, I think, will take. West and Callahan and Terry all in, ready to run. Blissett's there too. And just bringing 9 men back to defend. Here's Barnes' free kick. Callahan, 2-0! And he didn't really need more than the deftest of touches to deflect it past Tucker. And Callahan's first goal of the season gives Watford 2 inside a minute.
to any time that referee John Mools wants to add on at the end of the first 45 minutes. Possibly the extra seconds could work to Chelsea's advantage if they can deliver a good free kick here. Hazard trying to set up players on the edge of the area, particularly Bumstead. Chelsea have come to Vicarage Road with plenty of attacking intentions. They've taken the game to Watford. A significant part to the first half, but Blissett on the counter-charge here with Barnes. It's a great goal! A shot of real authority. No wonder Nijveshki shakes his head. He had no chance. A goal of international class from England's John Barnes. In injury time, cutting inside onto his right foot and picking his spot. A superb effort. Terry with the free kick, and West chases it in vain. Porter, Bumstead was closing him down. 4 men forward for Watford. West powering on, it might come his way. And it's bundled in by Blissett. 2-0. A disaster for Chelsea. And West took it up. And it was a most delightful chip that took out the goalkeeper. And Luther Blissett, homing in on the far post, forced it over the line. Blissett. And obstruction by Rugby. Callahan unable to get around him, having got the ball past him. In the Watford scheme of things, John Barnes goes across to take free kicks from this type of position, to whip it in with the left foot, where Watford now have 4 players looking to meet it. But meeting it for Chelsea was Rugby at the expense of a corner. Barnes, Terry! The set piece works again, and Watford can breathe more easily again. Well, there's never any disguising Watford's intentions, but stopping it is another matter altogether.
Blissett. It's nicely floated in and away, and it might come for Rostron, and that wasn't far away from 30 yards for the left back. You remember the pile drivers of years gone by, and the one he scored from a very long way out with a marvellous curler against Luton here in the second division promotion season. And that in fact took a deflection. Otherwise it looked as though it may have been on target. Barnes. Porter. Oh, that's a lovely save. That's a great save by Parkin. Porter's header was powerful and it was on target. And Parkin doing well to turn it over. Terry, and at last the deadlock is broken. Barnes at the near post, and the old routine catches out Crewe as it's caught out First Division sides this season. Steve Terry's header and his third goal of the season. And Watford's really pretty desperate at the moment. I've got the feeling. Let's go and get another goal. Get themselves back in front. Barnes, West. Barnes has gone on the overlap beautifully. Callaghan is arriving in the middle if Barnes can get him inside. Barnes, Callaghan, 2-1, they've done it at last. It took time, but at long last, Nigel Callaghan from John Barnes' cross. And Watford are back in front by 2-1. And it was the Crewe marking that let them down at the end. Barnes beautifully increasing his pace, and Callaghan providing the header to finish it. That's his third goal of the season. And Watford are 2-1 in front on the night. And in aggregate score, they lead by 5-2. Lohman. To the chase all the way back for the goalkeeper again. Brian Parkin. He's really couldn't be blamed for that. He just found too many players coming at him. Talbot. That's on for John Barnes. And Barnes, what will he do with this? And it's gone into the net of the defender. Barnes may claim it, but unquestionably Steve Davis's foot was crucial. It changed direction, and Barnes gets the credit. And Steve Davis may, I'm afraid, have to take that as an own goal. McNabb won that. Here's Davis. Looking for Simpson without much hope of finding him. And Manchester City's throw. Perhaps part of their trouble, Manchester City, has been a lack of goal scoring. The first 10 matches have produced only 10 goals. That's just not enough for a place high enough up, and that perhaps is why Gordon Davis has come in. He's the man perhaps Billy McNeil sees as the goal scorer. He's going to lift them up the table. Here's Callaghan. Gibbs. And so Callaghan will take the throw. And again. Floated that across. Will it come for Blissett? It will! Supplied by Nigel Callaghan. And Luther Blissett gets the goal. And words of encouragement for both from the Watford skipper, Brian Talbot. But 29 minutes gone, and Watford ahead by 1-0. Certainly, as far as the sides are concerned, it's been a question of Watford, after that goal, looking more assertive, looking more dominant. City needing to find a positive response. And so far, they haven't been able to do so. Callaghan. What will he do with this? And forward, it was meant for Blissett, who didn't quite connect with it. Here's Paul Power. And Sinnott, I don't think will take any risks, no indeed. All the way back to Tony Coton. So the chance perhaps for another move. Now Callaghan. What will he do with this? Round Power's challenge. Callaghan, he'll tee himself up. Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a superb strike! And I tell you this, he makes a habit of them away from home. If you think of goals at West Bromwich Albion and Newcastle in past seasons, and surely, well, the others needn't bother, that's surely the goal of the season. If I were a betting man, a marvellous strike and a piece of individual brilliance from Nigel Callaghan. And it's Watford 2, Manchester City 0. And the decision is a corner, which won't, I don't think, have pleased the Manchester City defender Kenny Clements, but for all that, in my view, it was the right decision. So the players again go forward. Barnes is on at the near post. Weston, Callaghan and Blissett. There's the corner. And that will be the same again. Sinnott's gone right up this time onto the goal line, so too Colin West. Steve Terry, who scored so many goals for Watford this season from the position, has come to the edge. Barnes' header, and it's gone in, the goal stands. John Barnes with a header. Possibility that David Phillips, the defender, got the final touch, but John Barnes will claim it this time without any question. Jacket. He won it the first time, and Watford throw the second off near Slatter's foot. Jacket and Slatter, the two Welsh internationals, very close friends. Rostron, policed by Langan, and the corner. Again, the players forward in numbers. Barnes won it, Rostron, and they've gone in front from one of the oldest and most practiced routines. Just 5 minutes gone. Callaghan's corner. The flick on from Barnes. Callaghan. And he was brought down. And I thought possibly stronger action might have been needed from Mr. Axel, but not. Gary Briggs off with a few strong words. And lining up the wall as he wants it. Sending the wall back 10 yards. Barnes is coming across. And will they settle for the swerve of Barnes? Or for the power of Callaghan, I wonder. Seems to be the two options. Brian Talbot is organising things. Callaghan, oh, he put it in the other corner. Oh. And the Oxford defence bemused. And Callaghan did the unexpected, and it's 2-0.
his chest at quite a pace, in fairness to Luther Blissett there. The cross was just too long for Colin West from Callahan, who does strike a ball so well. West couldn't reach it, and it came off the chest of Luther Blissett. But a positive start to the half for Watford. Kenny Jackett, early ball for West to chase, and Alan Evans taking no chances. Callahan will leave the throw for Sinnott. West taking up his position just on the edge of the 6-yard area with Callahan there too. Came off to Rigo, and a shot driven in from Brian Talbot. Spectacular drive then from the Watford captain. And right at the start of the second half, Watford have equalised. Again from the long throw of Sinnott. Rigo heads it clear there, but watch for the finishing power of Brian Talbot. His left foot and beyond the sprawling reach of Nigel Spink. Goal number 3 in Watford's colours for Brian Talbot, and he's made it 1-1. And I think we're in for quite a second half now.
The referee's telling him he wants it taken further forward, I think. Which I find amazing, as the throw is actually taken going backwards. Barnes. Jackett. For Sterling to chase, but again it was an unequal struggle. Talbot, Jackett, chases on for Neil Smiley. He's done well. That's not a bad cross either. Sterling's knocked it back, Barnes has missed it, and Talbot has scored it. And it was well done by the substitute with the cross in the first place. Sterling did well to knock it back. I thought Barnes was going to bury it, but he didn't, and Brian Talbot smashed it in. And Brian Talbot's 4th goal of the season. West, that's nice, here's Smiley. Got well past him. Smiley going on, and look, still he goes on. And he fired it just into Blissett's feet. If he'd have perhaps played it slightly differently, could have been something on. Andy Thomas, and Jackett doing some shoving. Free kick, says the referee. Nice Sinnott, Smiley, Jackett, Blissett, West, that's a lovely 1-2 now. Blissett trying to bury one and does so! And they were off their feet on the bench as Blissett went in. And Clarence has the indignity of seeing it go through his legs. pestering Osman into conceding the throw. As we come up towards 20 minutes gone in the second half. Leicester still in front by a goal to nil. And Watford, their anxiety, dare one say it, naturally growing the longer this game continues. West got up. Not a bad ball either. Terry. Allen. And he's done well. Clearance was by O'Neill. Sterling. Jacket. And West. And he's made it count this time as Colin West. It's a disappointment for Ian Andrews. But Colin West, I don't think he struck it as cleanly as he would have liked. But it was enough to give him his 9th goal of the season. Graham Taylor's side are guaranteed of that. And Watford have the free kick. As we move into time for injuries and for stoppages. And is there time for one last onslaught? Sterling's free kick. West, oh, the goalkeeper made a terrible mess of it. Ian Andrews was going to come and then he wasn't. And in the end he was made to pay for not coming. So right at the end, they've equalised and gone in front with almost the last kick of the match. Colin West's header, as Andrews came, changed his mind and was caught in no man's land.
Ball, and the crowd not too happy with Steve Nicol. This time Barby's forward. Talbot, out by Lawrenson. Talbot. Just to limit his forays forward, Brian Talbot. But if he gets caught up, there can suddenly be a hole behind him. Long throw coming up from Will Foster. Well, longish. Johnston. A bit all over the place. Here's Jacket, and that's a good try! And it's a goal! Grobbelaar was actually going the other way. Kenny Jacket, the scorer of Watford's 50th goal of the season, and it came from that extraordinary error from the Liverpool team. You watch Grobbelaar, he's going to his left, has to try and recover and couldn't do so. The ball swerving in and giving Watford the lead. The match has been on for 19 minutes. Takes Walsh to 16 goals this season, Brash to 14. Between them, they have pulled Liverpool's story completely around. Sterling. And Grobbelaar having to backtrack, and we have another goal, Jan Lohman. And I think Grobbelaar a little let down by his defenders, although he was well out looking for the back pass. Nicol made a bit of a nonsense, and Lohman had no difficulty.
Megson is forward. Here's Megson. Chapman, that's nice. Megson. There's a lovely one too between Megson and Chapman. Tony Coton might well look at his defenders. So there's no semblance really that Megson's been closed down. One now, Rostron. We'll get on before Marwood. Lee Chapman tackled by Sterling. McClellan's. Jacket. Now Barnes. Play on. That's a good advantage by Roger Gifford. Barnes with Sterling going inside him. Colin West is going inside him as well. Barnes. West! And they get what they wanted. And it was thanks to a good piece of refereeing by Roger Gifford and by a glorious piece of skill from John Barnes. Cut and thrust of football, really making this fascinating watching, if not desperately skillful, but the reason quite simply, these conditions never favouring football. And I think I would be safe in assuming you're virtually certain during the summer, if you were playing this match at the end of August, it would be different. Thompson. And away to Barnes. Now Callaghan. One more surge by Watford. Barnes is going up the middle. Callaghan. And still he goes on. He's looking to find a cross. Barnes has got it! Oh, what a superb strike! A real gem! It's a poor kick. And he's found Smiley. Hill was the challenge. It was a good one. Almost knocked in to Smiley's path again. And Hill clearing it. Haven't seen much of Berry as a strike force so far. McClellan's. West nodded it on. Lohman. Rostron. Off the bar. Barnes in the net. Oh, so simple. Smashed by Rostron against the bar. And Barnes follows it up. And it's Watford in front. And the foul earns a booking for Jim Beglin. Mr. Milford didn't take any names in the first match, but now he'll order the Liverpool wall back. And is this within striking distance for John Barnes? As the noise mounts again around Vicarage Road. Worrell Sterling in the wall. Roger Milford ordering the players back in line with the penalty spot. Linesman goes to corner flag. Words too for Grobbelaar. Barnes looks as though he's shaping up to have a go. And that's it! Oh, and that's a marvellous start! And Vicarage Road erupts as Barnes strikes for Watford. Just 90 seconds into the second half. McMahon wants to build something here. Mulvey. Players swarming forward. Whelan in space to his left. He's got McMahon forward as well. Now McMahon. Ian Rush might try and run forward. And does. Rush. Houghton's come. Rush goes down. Penalty. He's given a penalty. For the foul, I can imagine, by Houghton. And Houghton cannot believe it. And neither can about 20,000 people away to my left. Just 4 minutes they were, and the penalty is awarded for the foul, or the foul as Mr. Milford saw it, by Rush. Now, the man whose heroics at Anfield last Tuesday brought about this replay may well stand between Watford and extra time, and Mulvey scores, and Liverpool square it at 1-1. Gibbs. Bardsley. And again, Barnes. Smiley working his way into a bit of space on the far side. And Smiley comes in, Lukic, Smiley, and it's gone in! And he did well because he was on all fours almost to hit it with the second attempt. Lukic blocked the first, but couldn't do anything with the second. Allen. Bardsley, now for 11, that's John Barnes. And the referee is pointing to the spot. And there are furious Arsenal protests. Mr. Cooper is going to talk to his linesman, who's being besieged by Arsenal, but the linesman, from my angle, had his flag across his chest. And I can see no reason for the Arsenal protest before he can even talk to the linesman. Mr. Cooper has given a penalty. And Viv Anderson is going to get himself booked for talking out of turn to the linesman. The Arsenal protests are continuing. But Mr. Cooper says a penalty. Lukic is arguing, really quite senseless, because he can see that Anderson is being booked. And Lukic, still the protests continue. But Keith Cooper is adamant. And he looked across to his linesman. And there was no question in his mind at all, nor in the mind of the linesman, that it was a penalty. So Kenny Jackett looking for his 6th goal of the season, and gets it from the penalty spot. Barnes, Porter, good chases on. David Bardsley not going to get there anything like before John Lukic. Smiley, Tony Adams, Gary Porter, Nigel Gibbs, David Bardsley, and Sanson back again. Well, Arsenal, I would have thought, would want it down the other end. Now 2 down when all's said and done. Talbot. Allen, can he finish? Oh, yes he can! And his first goal in first team soccer in front of his home supporters. And really these conditions certain to make it difficult and testing for the players. Barnes, that's nice for Bardsley. And McCullough once again forced and succeeding in coming. Stewart. And Terry obstructing Gascoigne, but play on, says the referee. Was well placed. Gibbs. No foul again. Barnes. Twisting and turning. Bardsley. Will fall away for Talbot. And it was deflected and in the net. And it was deflected as it went in, Glenn Roeder getting the last touch. But the Watford skipper opens the scoring. Terry, Beardsley, off McClellan's boot. Stevenson. Anderson. Gascoigne trying to come in. Here's Barnes, now Porter, now Bardsley with a bit of space to work in. Barnes, Porter and Allen all staring forward. Down goes Bardsley and Watford win the free kick. And John Bailey. Porter is the one nearest if they want him. Porter, and he's done it! His first goal in senior football for Watford. The Barnes free kick and just the deftest of headers. And it's 2-0. And Barnes has got there first. Now there might be something on here. He's got players arriving like expresses in the middle, one of whom is Malcolm Allen. Off the bar. Porter. Well, he scored one and he likes the feel of the ball in the back of the net, Gary Porter. And that was all made possible. There he is with the gloves on. Jay Barnes, Esquire, of the Football Academy. So into the last quarter we go. I would really be most surprised if we don't see more goals. One wonders where they're going to go. Here's Smiley. Jacket. Smiley once more. Now Porter. Gibbs. He's tried to have a go. He's done it! And the youngster, about whom they used to joke about his inability to shoot, has scored the goal in oblivion. Now Bartley. Talbot. Bardsley. Gibbs. Porter. And again. Good cross, and Allen, and Barnes off the post, and it'll come for Smiley, and at last it goes in the net. We were hitting everything but the back of the net, and finally Smiley buried it. Chance perhaps for something to be played forward. Here's Jacket. Talbot looking to try and play the ball forward. McClelland. It's the goalkeepers. Sinnott. Blessed on at last! Oh, yes, sir! You haven't heard a cry like this around Vicarage Road in months. Great cross from Sinnott. Well, who else heads goals like that? And so the end of a quite remarkable season for the home fans. Watford with one more match still to play at Chelsea on Monday. And United and Watford draw 1-1. And the Watford supporters get the chance to acclaim their heroes, because they've kept right on to the end of the road. And away to my right, it's a rather sad Mark Hughes, who bids farewell to Manchester United's travelling army. The result in the end is that the spoils are shared. It's Watford 1, Luther Blissett in the second half. Manchester United 1. A goal in the first half, scored by Mark Hughes. And this is what the homestand think of Watford's season.